So now let's get the ball rolling with our first VVIP guest, who has flown in especially for the occasion. Italian entrepreneur Paolo Barletta, founder and CEO of Arsenale. Paolo is an eclectic innovator with an international background. Today, Arsenale stands out as a unique force in Italy's luxury hospitality sector, pioneering the nation's first luxury rail hospitality model. Please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Paolo Barletta.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for giving me the honor of opening this summit. I wanted to tell a story, very brief story, and how about everything started. It was a Wednesday, it was a morning of May 2019, and I was having breakfast, and there was a gentleman from the Italian Railway who was telling me about the idea of Italian Railway to do an Italian Orient Express, a project that then was abandoned. And I said immediately, I want to do this project. I come from hospitality. And he told me, write a letter, send a letter to the Italian Railway, which I did. And the first time I arrived at the Italian Railway, I was in front of people and I was trying to explain how interesting and cool it was to create an hotel on wheels that can cross the country. And we both knew something, we both ignored something. We both, I knew very well that the project would have been a massive success. And they were completely ignoring the potential of this project. But they knew that the challenge to create this project was huge. And I was completely ignoring it. Otherwise, I would have never started. And so we come to an agreement, the agreement to create the first Italian Orient Express. But while I was thinking about how it was complicated to explain to them about a train crossing the country, a new form of hospitality, I also imagined that it would have been very difficult to transfer the same concept to the final client. And so I need something to be effective and immediately transferring this concept. And the word was simple. It's called Orient Express. When you think about Orient Express, you think about a train, a meet. And so this is the reason why I flew to Paris, where I met the Accor CEO, Sébastien Bazin. By the time they still own Orient Express brand. And Sébastien Bazin was trying to explain me how important for Orient Express was to have the first hotel. And I was trying to explain to Sébastien Bazin how important was to have an Orient Express train crossing Italy. And here is where everything started, because we had an amazing hotel, an amazing location in Italy, and we come from that background because that was our background in hospitality, development hospitality. We create the first hotel, Orient Express, of the new course, Orient Express La Minerva in Rome. And at the same time, we had the privilege to create the first Orient Express train, named La Dolce Vita Orient Express. And as you know, the name gives you everything. La Dolce Vita, you're in Italy. Orient Express on a train. But you know, what we have done in these past 4 years was not only recreating the brand, reborn the brand. What we have done is that much more. I mean, we reimagine what today Orient Express can represent for people, and especially we reimagine how traveling by train and traveling on a train that then gets to a city and is a cruise on land can look like in 2025. With many challenges, we had to recreate everything on board of the train that are the standards for 2025. But we also, in our hotel, we had to create something that it was part of the same project, not different project, but one unique project. And this is the reason why working hand in hand with the CEO of Orient Express, Hilda Perez Alvarado, has been a true pleasure, because we recreate something that sometimes we lose in hospitality. We became, and we start to become client first, because this is what we need to remember. We need to be a client. If we are not a client first, we cannot understand what our clients want. And also, especially on some iconic journey, like a train crossing Italy, where you can sleep, where you can get off in Venice and visit the city, and the morning after you're in Portofino, or you can travel to South, where you stop, for example, in Taormina, after that the train is put inside the ferry and cross the channel. Such a powerful experience creates memories. And the people who choose Orient Express, the people who choose us, the people who choose to travel, usually they want those memories. And those memories can be good memories, bad memories. Of course, our main mission is to make good memories, but those memories last forever. I still remember about my mother and my father that tells me about one of their trip in Venezuela back in 1994. And you know, that story is so vivid in my mind after 30 years. And probably it's a story that I will tell to my nieces and tell to my daughters. And so that story will continue. So that memory, that trip, that single trip of maybe 10 days of my parents lasts forever. 10 days in a lifetime is nothing, but it lasts forever. And so all the people will experience the Dolce Vita Orient Express, all the people will come in Rome, all the people that will go to Venice, to our hotel, and in general to all our properties. They will create memories, and we have the mission and the responsibility to make those memories special and unique. And we cannot disappoint them, because they come and they travel all over the world with their best hope, and we need to fulfill those hopes. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and especially thank you very much because I believe that we are at the beginning of a new trend. That is the train traveler, is the train cruising, and is a trend that in the next 50 years will be as powerful as cruises and as hotels, as a resort, and as many of the other segments of the industry. And I think that it's very difficult today to innovate. But when there is an innovation, we can be all part of that, and every innovation brings to the train community, to the travel community, something. And this is what we are trying to bring here at the table and in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Barletta.